Hello friends, this is Amit Pathak from Changeworks. In this video, I'm going to show you a presentation from some people who have attended the Master Practitioner where we spent 7 days learning step by step the process of modeling. And in this video, we're going to see the presentations from these participants, how they used this process and what they acquired at the end of this process. But before we actually go into this, let us discuss a little bit about what modeling is in NLP, because this is a topic that is not very often discussed amongst NLP participants and amongst NLP trainers, and therefore I would like to spend a little bit of discussion on what is modeling in the field of NLP. So, what is modeling? Now, modeling, as many of us who have been in NLP field for a long time know, it is the fundamental basis of the creation and existence of NLP. When the founders of NLP were in the process of discovering all the different patterns and techniques of NLP, they said that they were modeling some of the top talents available at that point in time in order to find the excellence and the patterns of excellence that they saw in those people and how they were using those patterns effectively to produce the excellence that they did. Unfortunately, while a lot is written about these patterns, very little is actually written about the process of modeling itself, which the creators of NLP used in order to distill these patterns and produce that sequence of excellence, which was eventually spread as NLP to the whole world. So friends, we have reached a situation where the original co-creators of NLP frequently referred to a process which they called modeling, which they used to distill that excellence out from the talents, but they haven't actually described that process very explicitly. They haven't actually described how they actually did that modeling work in order to distill that excellence out from their talent. So we have now kind of reached a point where number of people from the NLP field who were very interested in understanding this process of modeling itself began to do their own independent research and came out with their own independent formats and formula to do the modeling. So we have the analytical modeling, we have the symbolic modeling, and we have a whole lot of different methods and techniques and processes which different senior and respected NLP researchers eventually used to describe that process which the co-creators of NLP used in order to distill the excellence. So what is modeling? Modeling, in my opinion, is that entire sequence of activities that you would perform to recreate, first of all, to elicit and distill the excellence that you see in someone, and then to recreate that excellence in yourself. How does it work? Well, if you have done the process of modeling properly, then you should be able to understand the exact manner and patterns that your talent uses in order to produce the excellence that they are showing in some aspect of their life. You could use modeling in literally every aspect of life where you wish to become better. For example, you can use modeling to become a better negotiator, or to be able to build relationships in a very strong and positive way with people, or to know how to become a good trainer or teacher, or maybe you can use modeling to plan and organize your activities extremely well so that you get results. Or you might want to use modeling to achieve goals much better than how you are currently achieving. In fact, there is an infinite number of possibilities that you can start beginning to look at in order to become better in different aspects of your life using the process of modeling. Now, you don't really need to start modeling a celebrity or someone extremely famous or extremely good in their field. In fact, in my personal opinion, that would be the wrong talent to model. You might just want to pick someone who is near around you and who is a lot better than you in a certain aspect of life or in some skill which you wish to acquire, and by just using a very scientific approach you can start acquiring that skill which that person is able to show mostly unconsciously and yet very very efficiently. So modeling is something that you can do with someone around you and start becoming very good in that aspect of life. Does it make you as good as that person? Well, I would say you will have to be really really lucky to be exactly as good as that person. But the true essence of modeling is that if you can be a lot better than what you are today in that aspect of life, then you are definitely achieving a whole lot of good benefits from the process of modeling. Modeling doesn't actually give you the leverage of becoming almost as that person in that skill, but it will definitely give you a whole lot of good benefits in that aspect of life from where you were initially, and that itself is a big difference that modeling can make. Now, the process of modeling is extremely under understood by most people in the NLP field, because the general focus typically is to learn those patterns which the original co-creators of NLP have invented. But very few people actually understand how modeling is done, and therefore they don't really know how to acquire similar skills and talents from people around you. It's just like eating the fish versus learning how to fish. Learning the patterns of NLP is almost similar to eating the fish, but learning how to do modeling will help you to learn how to fish and therefore how to become better and better in different aspects of life. Unfortunately, as I said, many people really don't understand how modeling can be done because there is very little of structured documentation around this process. Yes, in our master practitioner, we actually take you through the entire process of modeling in a very, very structured manner so that you can actually learn how to acquire a skill from someone and become very good in that aspect of life. And then you can start using this when you go out and start acquiring similar excellence from people around you. And this is actually the process of learning how to fish and become better in your life.
Nish has also modeled her for the same reason. So the enablers for Nitika to produce this excellence, the enablers are: one audio should play at a time. Noise disconnects her from focusing. And then it may not be complete absorption. An emotional connect or feeling is very, very important for her to get into conversation and then absorb the related audio. There have to be patterns for her to absorb information and then she can reproduce the information.
So, can you take us through that process of that?
For me, criteria was different. For her, maybe criteria may be different. My criteria is all the information can be retrieved and I can store in my mind. So, for example, notes, charts. I can learn a lot of things
with this thing. I can process also, I can modify also with these strategies. This was my criteria.
And after understanding the enablers, I could chalk out my strategy, how I can do it. And I generally forget numbers, and that is what she actually showed me, how patterns can help me retain them.
So, what is the modeling process? Can you explain and walk
Yeah,
us through?
so I spoke to her and I was trying to elicit information that how, when she told me I can remember numbers. So I asked her that, how do you do that? So I asked her, how is it that you remember them? So she told me there has to be a pattern. If I know the pattern, I can recall. और अगर वो पैटर्न में कोई गड़बड़ी करता है तो वो करप्ट हो जाता है पैटर्न.
गड़बड़ी मतलब distractions.
As in the pattern. So she told me on paper, this is how the patterns should be. And when I replicated her strategy, the few numbers which I was never able to remember, and especially Nitika ka number पहली बार में याद रखना was like amazing for me. So that's how I could also retain. I copied that strategy of patterns. So now whichever number I have to really remember, I copy the same strategy. I write it the way she writes it in patterns, and I'm able to remember.
For me, like it was different. For me, it was like storing a lot of data because I had seen her in like second day, third day, fourth day. She was able to retrieve all the data. Like before today also, you were revising one concept and she was able to get like prompt as like you said because I heard in the recording on first day, second day. So that motivated me. So that is like strategy is like state and beliefs or full like BKI plus AD plus KI plus visual recall. So kinesthetic part is mostly involved and a lot of beliefs are associated with this kinesthetic part. Especially emotions are there where.
So now, how will you, or what are your plans of integrating this learning into your world?
The reason, like what I prominently found out in her was she has to connect with a feeling, she has to connect with the physiology. And having modeled her, I could see, unconsciously I was modeling so many things with her, through these 2 days. Whatever she does or whatever I do, unconsciously we are modeling lot of things. So she sits here, she told me, Mandeep, I have to be in a certain physiology when I remember things, when I absorb things. And that made me think that if she has a physiology which makes her remember, what is my physiology which should make me remember? Right? And if you notice, I've been standing here. And changing that physiology has helped me. And these are so potent thoughts, I'm actually getting goosebumps, while talking about these things. That just by copying her maths, I'm able to integrate them with myself.
So what I did, I rechecked it again because the second or third day I was like more intrigued. He objected me that how can you say like, are you in the raw? So you are like deeply poking me to raising my voice, and I was actually checking the emotions. Okay, at what particular time you shifted your physiology. So like she's sitting. This is one of the posture.
Yes.
When we asked her the next incident, so she changed the posture. So different physiologies for different experiences. She was like in the sitting posture. Ultimately, she stood up and then she was giving some of the stuff which she had captured during the maybe in the session. She was like standing and then gathering the information. Okay, so I followed the same strategy and I recalled the data. Okay, what was that? Because what did she do? She recalled the data, she see the picture.
I heard it and there I recollected.
So that was there. So for me it was like what
They have actually removed the entire blueprint of my thinking process, how I actually do things. When they're saying मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि shit I never knew कि ऐसा कुछ मेरे brain में था, and it is exact the way I do. It is everything what they have said. I have noticed myself doing it in the past so many days, and I'm so glad I could teach you all something.
Thank you so much. And I think after having shared her own strategy, she's getting so many insights. She's telling me, Mandeep, में ये भी skill है. Mandeep, में ये भी skill है.
It was playing all in my head, and I was able to recall it. What has happened now? I've reached to the incidents actually. So closely I am monitoring the data now, what data I had stored and how to recall that.
So now, if you were to now look back at the entire learning you got out of this modeling journey, how much do you think you have kind of benefited?
Okay, for me, like it is for the
Feel
same process. So I feel that after like getting these results, I can model. I can model it to this abstract
correct,
modeling process.
brilliant.
So earlier modeling, like because I work hard, unconsciously I can do it, but consciously I ask you also how to unmodel the things and how to make this process very fast at a pacey manner. I think this is one of the fastest manner I've seen
All
in my
right.
life.
There are a whole lot of things attached to it. Modeling has definitely given me formula to
Hmm.
connect better with people. So it's both at a conscious and unconscious level. It will operate at both the levels consciously because it's a formula, unconsciously because that's how it gets embedded. However, not just that, I think modeling is a process which can work wonders with relationships. Wonders. Because when you tell people there's something so good in you, please teach me. I really want to follow you, I want to model you. I mean, within families also, I think if that happens, no family will ever be an unhappy family.